Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is the latest film from writer-director Martin McDonagh. If you've seen his previous films In Bruges and Seven Psychopaths, you're already familiar with McDonagh's style of comedy drama, where the wit is 50 shades darker than pitch black, and the razor-sharp dialogue is peppered with some of the most creative profanity ever committed to celluloid, or the digital equivalent of celluloid anyway. Three Billboards has a slightly Coens-esque feel to it, and not just because the star of Fargo, Frances McDormand, is the lead. Martin McDonagh shares with the Coens an unerring ability to find humour in grotesque human characteristics, and like the Coens, his narrative structure is sprawling and somewhat unconventional. But these similarities aside, he is definitely his own kind of creative force. This is significantly darker than anything the Coen brothers have ever produced. It contains some moments of heart-stopping violence, it puts emotions through the ringer, and it just does not shy away from crass unpleasantness between characters that will have you wanting to scream at this screen. No, don't do that. Don't say it, you're going to regret it forever. Whatever the opposite of saccharine is, this is it. It's odd to use the word realistic when you're describing a Martin McDonagh film, but actually, in spite of the caricatured scenario, there's some real truth here, particularly in the key performances. Frances McDormand plays a woman who, 10 months after the brutal murder of her teenage daughter, is struggling to come to terms with her loss. She decides to make a public nuisance of herself, to hold the local police chief, Woody Harrelson's Bill Willoughby, accountable for the fact that no arrests have yet been made. She does this by hiring the 3 advertising billboards situated on the road where her daughter's murder occurred, pasting up slogans on them that have caused something of a stir in her local southern town. Woody Harrelson's turn as the exasperated police chief is one of the best performances I've ever seen from him. He can, I think it's fair to say, phone it in from time to time, but when he's good, as he was in True Detective Season 1 for example, he's very, very good, and he's excellent here. His performance is at least matched and even overshadowed by Sam Rockwell, who plays a dumber-than-ditchwater deputy called Jason Dixon. Dixon is racist, homophobic, and has a hair-trigger temper. He's generally a massive arsehole, but he's allowed an unexpected element of slight redemption in his story arc, which provides Rockwell some great material to make a really interesting character study out of his role. There's some part of your brain as an audience member that's looking for the usual tropes. Who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys? So you want Dixon to be truly despicable, or at least stupidly thuggish, and for a lot of the movie he is. But then he does something you just don't expect, sort of like real people do. Kind of not like Hollywood at all. Both Harrelson and Rockwell deliver intelligent, nuanced acting, creating fully formed, complex human beings that are far too multidimensional to ever just simply be labelled as good or bad. However excellent as both these men are, neither Rockwell nor Harrelson can hold a candle to Frances McDormand. This is truly her movie. She owns every scene she's in, creating a magnetic presence, a mother dealing with grief, guilt, loss, more guilt, heartbreak, and doing so with a mixture of stoicism and barely suppressed rage that feels heart-wrenchingly authentic. There's no movie of the week moralising, no rending of garments, no Hollywood star shouting at the sky or wailing and gnashing of teeth. There's just confusion, anger, sorrow, more anger, and did I mention a bucket load of guilt? Like I said, it's not a conventional comedy. It is, however, outrageously funny. At times it's very sick, but it's genuinely laugh-out-loud hysterical. After this movie won big at the Golden Globes, the scuttlebutt is that Frances McDormand is the one to beat for the title of Best Actress at the Oscars, and I, for one, would not bet against her. A fantastic film, very deserving of 9 out of 10. That's it for this review. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to Magic Lantern TV, and feel free to leave a comment in the section below.